Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. We are in Bible study. My name is Amy. I am an ordained minister. We are in the book of Revelations in the NIV. We will be in the NIV through next year. We'll be doing the Old Testament and the Psalms next year. This year we only did the New Testament, or we're only doing the New Testament because that's the goal, to have read all of the New Testament on video and post it on YouTube. Personally, for me, with my Bible study that happens before this one, I will have gone through the entire Bible in the course of a year, because I read from all parts every day. That's why we'll get to it. We'll get to all of it. There are 405 versions of the Bible, so there will be a lot of different ones we do, so we can eventually compare how they were changed, so we can see. Right now, though, we're in the book of Revelations. We're in chapter 17, and we're going to do all of chapter 17. They're not very long. Just chapter 17, 1 through 18. So we're almost done. There is 22 chapters to Revelations. So we're going to finish strong. All right. The woman on the beast. Chapter 17, verse 1. One of the seven angels who had the seven bowls came and said to me, "Come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute, who sits on many waters. With her, the kings of the earth committed adultery, and inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her adulteries." It's Asherah. She's like succubus energy. Okay. Then the angel carried me away in the spirit into the desert. The prostitute is who Asherah is, just so you're aware. I mean, she was, you can go look her up. I mean, she's all over the Old Testament. We'll go over her in detail. There I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads, 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet and was glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls. She held a golden cup in her hand filled with abominable things, and the filth of her adulteries. Ugh. What a disgusting cup. I can only imagine. This title was written on her forehead. Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of prostitutes and of the abominations of the earth. This would be because the area was conquered by the Babylonian Empire during the 500, 600 BCE. And during that time, their gods and goddesses, their pantheon, because they had multiple, and they did indeed believe that their kings could become gods, and they did make people worship golden statues of their kings, were forced all over the area. So they forced people to not just, didn't have the option of just worshiping the king, the God of heaven, the king of heaven, the only king they should have ever acknowledged, because Israel and Judah was never supposed to ask for a king. I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of the saints, of course, and the blood of those who bore testimony to Jesus. Of course, they would hate anybody who swears Jesus. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. Then the angel said to me, "Why are you astonished? I will explain to you the mystery of the woman and the beast she rides, which has 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast which you saw once was, now is not, and will come up out of the abyss and go to his destruction. The inhabitants of the earth, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the creation of the world, will be astonished when they see the beast, because he once was, and now is not, and yet will come." This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 hills on which the woman sits. They are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. 1 is, the other has not yet come. But when he does come, he must remain for a little while. The beast who once was and now is not is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction. So I tell you that that's very interesting to me, because when you look at the noble families of Europe, they're all related to each other. And, I mean, we're not yet in existence. Well, the Celtic people are in existence, but where they are in their creation of nobility versus this is a different story. But by the time we get to where, say, the KJV is edited in history of the world, that one family ruled 7 countries in Europe, because they were all related to each other, because their kings and queens would only marry each other's kings and queens. So eventually all the nobles in all the countries become related to each other, because you run out of people since you're not going to marry, what they considered commoners. So it's, in my opinion. And I don't say that because I'm not related to them. I am related to them. That's why I say that. Because I'm like, no, we're not getting into that's not anything Christian about that. I'm going to say that. This calls for a mind with wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 hills on which the woman sits. There are also 7 kings. 5 have fallen. 1 is, the other has not yet come. But when he does, he must remain for a little while. The beast who once was and now is not is an 8th king. He belongs to the 7 and is going to his destruction. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not yet received a kingdom, but who for 1 hour will receive authority as kings along with the beast. They have one purpose and will give their power and authority to the beast. They will make war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will overcome them, because he is the Lord of lords and the King of kings. And with him will be his called, chosen, and faithful followers. Okay? The angel said to me, "The waters you saw where the prostitute sits are the people, well, the peoples, multitudes, nations, and languages. The beast and the 10 horns you saw will hate the prostitute." Okay. "They will bring her to ruin and leave her naked. They will eat her flesh and will burn her with fire. For God has put it into their hearts to accomplish his purpose by agreeing to give the beast their power to rule until God's words are fulfilled. The woman you saw is the great city that rules over the kings of the earth." Okay. Well, you can choose to take that great city to be wherever and whatever makes you happy, because It is metaphor. And people have been, because it's a vision that the Apostle John the Evangelist had. Okay, so people have been talking for a very long time about who this, that, or the other thing can be. And I'm not claiming that I know better than everyone else. Because that wouldn't be true. But it does look like it's going to come when the world is spending time talking to each other. And we most definitely do that now. But remember, there were great time periods in history in which communication was very slow. And while the world was interacting, you know, we didn't really have world wars until a certain time period of history. And some of this is set in the future. So, good luck trying to decide who is who.